Welcome to the Sleepy Podcast.
Yawn.
Is everyone just in a food coma from the holidays? Is that what's happening here?
That's not helping.
No.
We're all back to work and your awfulness.
The awfulness of work.
Yeah.
Things that we have to do.
Right.
I hope everyone had a good holiday.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
How about you?
Good.
Good.
Good. Harumph.
Give the governor a harumph.
A harumph. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Threading and Dreading. And we hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, a very Happy New Year. And we're going to go around the room and introduce everybody. To my left we have...
Is that me?
Yes, that's you. And no, you're not in your nook today. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just sometimes get confused by left and rights, especially when you're saying it, and then I'm like, oh, where am I? And then I realize I'm on the same side as you. So technically it would be the same left, but then I just still get confused.
It's
because,
the one that makes the L.
Yeah, I know. I actually have to do that a lot still. So it's not super helpful when I'm driving, you know?
As long as you're not the person who has to just make all the rights and never make a left. So
No.
But you are.
I am the fangirl extraordinaire.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you very much.
How were your holidays?
Good.
Did you get everything you want?
What?
Did you get everything you want?
Well, that's a really tough question.
Well, did you get your Red Ryder BB gun?
She has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh. Have you ever seen A Christmas Story?
No.
Oh, never
Watching
mind.
Schindler's List.
No. I meant to say, all day on TNT and TBS now, they have constant reruns of A Christmas Story.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. Of A Christmas Story. Yeah, in that movie, the thing he's pining after is a Red Ryder BB gun.
No.
So it's like the ultimate Christmas gift to him. And that's the stereotypical, whenever you ask someone for a Christmas gift, you ask them, did you get your Red Ryder BB gun?
Lots of people do that.
I know. Like, every single person that I have ever encountered has asked me that question.
That's true.
And now you know what it means.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Well, thank you.
And next to the fangirl we have...
Lord help me.
Oh.
I'm the goddess of gore.
You seem so... I don't know how to... I don't know if there's a word for it.
I don't know.
I know.
I know. It's like, okay.
No, I
don't have a... He
I
literally
mean-
did not have a word for it because it went silent.
Yes.
No, just ready to fall asleep at any moment. I know you've had several long days as of late. I know. I'm sorry for making us all record on a day where we're sleepy as hell.
You're a monster.
I know I am.
We don't like you.
Stop apologizing for something you have no control over.
It's the story of my life.
Ugh.
Do you have like 3 blankets on you right now?
Incorrect. I have 2 blankets.
You must lose a finger for the incorrect answer. 1 finger, 1 less blanket.
Inconceivable!
Good thing you
I didn't know if there was
say
another
10
blanket
blankets.
hiding under those 2 blankets.
So
Nope.
you just-
Nope, you got stuck in Asia in a land war. You lose.
Okay.
Wait, you got stuck in an Asian land war?
That's true.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
Absolutely.
You don't sound very convinced of that.
How could I not have gotten everything I ever wanted?
Oh.
This shit's getting a little too real, guys.
Yeah.
I'm dying inside. I can't take it. It hurts me. Hurts my soul. Oh.
Well, I was with you for Christmas, so that's all I needed.
Oh,
That's it. I'm done. Just spent $13 on dinner and you make me spew it
I know.
out.
I'm just like, ugh.
That's your own damn fault.
Oh, no. No. You pig. You pig.
And next to the goddess we have,
A disgruntled dystopian.
how are you, sir?
Disgruntled. I just said that.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
This is going to be a very interesting podcast tonight.
You have no idea. No, really.
How
You
are your
have no
holidays?
idea. Good.
Good.
Too short.
Yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately.
I want them back. You bastards. You took them from me.
Damn you!
No, it was good. Got to see family, and yeah, it was nice. Mm-hmm. Didn't relax half as much as I would have liked, but that's the holidays.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Like, I didn't realize how tired I would be afterwards.
Yeah.
It was
It's
just
terrible.
like,
I need a vacation from the vacation. I had.
Yes.
What
Absolutely.
the fuck is that?
never really
I wish I had a
understood-
vacation.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Damn you, retail! You have nothing to be sorry for. You're the one that suffered through the gates of hell,
Yeah.
the gates of retail hell.
Yes.
Hellholla.
Man. Well, what is it now called? A staycation? People take those now. Yeah.
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 I would very much enjoy a staycation right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need several days to get caught up on everything around here.
Yep.
Well, before we get into the trailers, there is one thing I want to touch on, and something we probably don't want to talk about: the sad passing of Carrie Fisher,
Yeah.
which
And Debbie Reynolds.
and Debbie Reynolds, of course. Yes. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. It's been up a few days now, but I just wanted to send my condolences to their family. They were a huge impact on pop culture and on cinema as a whole, and they will be missed. They'll be sorely missed. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to really be said at this point. You know, I mean, Carrie Fisher was a very vocal advocate for, she was bipolar, correct? I could be wrong, but
There were a lot of, I mean,
Yeah. But yeah, she was like to your point. She was a great advocate of mental disabilities
exactly
and mental health
That's
issues.
what I was driving at.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was great at that.
And Debbie Reynolds' career was astounding. I mean, the first one I saw her in was, of course, Singing in the Rain, which is still one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if there's anything you guys wanted to say about them, but I mean, I just wanted to send my condolences and, thank both of them for all the memories, all of their great work. So, that's all I've really got.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see her book, her memoir that she had written.
She did just finish that, didn't
Which is
she?
great, unfortunately that she passed, of course, but that she was able to finish it
Right.
before she did.
Right. I mean, not that anyone really cares about it too much right now. She did finish her work on episode 8, which is interesting enough.
Yeah.
So she will be fully in episode 8, but
Right.
We'll see what happens after that.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hop right into the trailers. First one being A Cure for Wellness.
We'd like you to go to Switzerland and bring Mr. Pembroke back to us.
What we offer here is a process of purification away from the pressures of the modern world.
You planned to take Mr. Pembroke back with you.
Is that a problem?
He's a patient, not a prisoner.
You here for the cure?
No. Actually, I was just leaving.
No one ever leaves.
Welcome back, Mr. Lockhart.
Signs of concussion, depleted immune system. I would like to recommend a treatment.
This is being directed by Gore Verbinski, who has directed many, many good films over the last couple decades, but a couple of stinkers. He directed The Ring remake back in 2002, which I still consider to be a very good remake. He directed the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films. He directed Rango, which is one of my favorite animated films. I loved Rango.
Still haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good. And he also directed the Lone Ranger remake, which was admittedly a stinker. In this, we have Dane DeHaan, who was in Chronicle as well as recently The Amazing Spider-Man 2. We have Mia Goth, hell of a name, Nymphomaniac, and Everest is what she's recently been in. And we also have Jason Isaac, who you may know as Lucius Malfoy from the Harry Potter films, as well as Armageddon and The Patriot.
Yeah.
The plot of this film is that you have this, I guess you could just say a young businessman who's been told to go to this clinic somewhere to find one of his supervisors or coworkers who's been institutionalized, as it were. And they're treating them with this thing they just call the cure. And it just gives them these little drops on their tongue, and it appears that everyone's kind of happy and blissful, but obviously it's a facade. And then, of course, a tragic accident happens to him, and now he's practically committed in this institution. So, right off the bat, lots of hints to Shutter Island on this.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the
Yeah.
first thing
That
I thought
was-
of when
Same.
I saw
yeah,
this.
me too.
Because especially it's got this old look to it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Granted, it's obviously still modern because you can see some of the technology
Right.
inside the place, but you know it's obviously an antique building.
Yes.
yeah.
And Misery too for parts. Like when the blanket came up and it showed his
Yeah.
cast leg, I was like, oh no, I know what did that.
No wooden blocks. No.
Yeah, what are you doing with that hammer, sweetie?
Almost done.
Oh yeah,
That scene will make me cringe till the end of time.
yes.
But yeah, that was the first thing I got hints of in this.
Yeah.
And now here's the thing, I love Shutter Island. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it was a very well done film. It had some issues, but and I having never read the book. And Goddess, you've read the book, right? Mm-hmm. And you
I
haven't
didn't.
seen the movie though,
Right.
right?
Who wrote it?
I want to say it's Dennis Lehane, but I'm not
Okay.
100%.
I had no idea it was even a book. That's cool.
Yeah.
Which do you like better?
Well, I never saw the movie. But I really
So
like
the
the book.
That narrows it down. Great.
I've seen bits of the movie, but I've never sat down and watched it.
Yeah, sci-fi shows it pretty routinely, but it's a edited down version, obviously.
Was that Scorsese?
I want to say yes. I think it was
Pretty
Scorsese.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
And then of course Shutter Island had an amazing cast. You know.
Oh, yeah.
DiCaprio, Mark Ruffalo,
I didn't know he was in it.
Jackie Earle Haley, Ben Kingsley.
That's right. I was trying to remember who the
Jesus.
doctor was. Yeah.
Getting back to this, this is far more surreal. I mean, there's a lot of weird imagery throughout this.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of shots of people floating in water. You see a shot.
It looked like they were doing the sensory deprivation tanks.
Yes, that's what it was.
That's why they would have been floating in water.
Oh yeah, I didn't even. You're right. Yeah. Like I knew it was the weird, but I didn't make that connection. Yeah.
Oh.
That's definitely what that's like. Yeah.
Wait, when the bodies were in the tanks?
No,
or-
when he was kind of floating in that one tank with the different nodes and stuff on him.
Okay.
Yeah, and he had a breathing apparatus
right,
on.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there was that. There was also like the shots of the girl in the tub with all the snakes and shit. And
Yeah.
it's just weird stuff. And I don't know what is happening here. Like the guy is seeing bodies and he sees like floating corpses in like water tubes. And you're like,
Right.
what is happening in this place? And you have to wonder, is this something that's all in his head? Like something like Shutter Island, or is this something that is actually occurring? There is some sort of massive conspiracy here. Now, again, either way, that story's been done. So I don't know what A Cure for Wellness is going to do
Yeah.
differently than these other narratives.
This one almost seemed, at least compared to Shutter Island in my mind, Shutter Island was more of a thriller to me. This one almost had some horror into
I would
it.
agree.
Yeah.
I would agree, yes.
I feel like there was, but then I don't know. Like my thing when I saw it was like, it just seemed like it was like human experimentation that was
Yeah.
both physical and mental, and that's essentially all it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of simplifying it and reducing it to, like, oh, that's all it is. Yeah, they're just experimenting on human people. It's okay.
But that definitely seems like the main thing that's going on.
Because and I think the first thing that I picked up was the water, the droplets of water. It's like the Chinese water torture, like, and that was like the one thing where it's kind of like that just got to me. I don't know why, and just disturbing.
It's terrible.
Well, it wasn't dripping on them, was it?
No, it was-
like
there was-
dripping out of them.
Yeah.
Was it dripping out of them?
I think so. I mean, there was drops being put on their tongue, but I didn't see anyone, like, having, like
There's
poor
things
drops.
were like
on them.
under the bed.
Okay.
There's like blue containers and there was like brownish liquid, right?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking
no,
about?
I don't know what I was talking about. Like, I think I just saw something and I was just like, oh, yeah, that's what I saw. And then, like, my mind started going there. And then, like, it
okay.
just didn't stop. And then it got me
Please
to a
stop.
point, and then it's like, ooh, okay.
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 You know, Chinese water
Cool.
torture.
It's one of those days.
7 degrees of Chinese water torture, apparently.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. You connect Kevin Bacon to Chinese water torture. Go.
I don't want to do that. I don't know. No, thank you.
All this being said, I do want to see this. I think this looks pretty captivating. I like the cast behind it. And the director, again, has had a lot of good work. He's had a couple of bad films that may not have been entirely in his control. Like Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End was not a very good movie. Same with The Lone Ranger. But again, those were mainly the result of bad marketing and forced scripts from Disney. So you can't really blame him for those. I think he's a very solid director, so I think this is going to be quite good. And I'm very interested in what's happening in this world, and this, I think, comes out the day after Valentine's Day. So
Just to wipe the palate clean. Right? Give rid of all those good feelings.
this is what the goddess and I are seeing for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yay!
This isn't based off of a book, too, is it?
I don't think it is.
I want to read the book.
Can I just read the book and not go?
No,
I know.
I feel like I get more enjoyment out of something when I read the book first before I see the movie.
Yeah, if it is actually based on, for sure.
Yeah, because then if I see the movie first, then in my mind I'm always seeing the movie while I'm reading the book, and I'd rather not do
Yeah,
that while I read.
yeah, I know what you mean. I'm glad I did that with Game of Thrones for most of it, for the same kind of reason.
Yeah.
That I read it first.
And see, I'm doing the opposite for Game of Thrones, because I did that with Lord of the Rings as well. I'm waiting until I see them all to read it, because I'm watching them as a narrative first, then going back and reading them to see how well the story was told within the narrative of just the show or the movie.
Wait, so you're going to wait for the show, the complete Game of Thrones show to play out and then start reading the books? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And you did the same thing with Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
You didn't read them before you saw them?
No, I didn't.
How did you... What?
Me too. I did.
You lost nerd cred just now, friend.
I know. Here's the thing. I had a copy of The Hobbit from when I was a kid, but I never got around to getting.
Big deal. No, I'm kidding.
I never got around to buying a copy of Lord of the Rings. I just never had one. And then once the movies came out, and I really liked the movies, I was like, I'm going to hold off on reading the book. Until I
I
finish
just
the
can't
movie.
believe I've wasted years of my life not teasing you about this.
Thanks.
I would have thrown paperback copies of it at you before now.
And see, because I've done both. See, I read The Watchmen when I was younger, and then I saw the Watchmen movie, and
Right.
I was able to compare the two.
And I did
But-
the flip.
Yeah, but I'm doing the flip now, yeah. And so I can make fun of you for that then.
No, it wasn't years.
No. See,
What about if he forced me to read The Watchmen, but I've never seen the movie?
That's torture.
Watchmen is good.
Whoa, careful now. This is a safe place. Let's just calm it down a little bit. Don't need to force people to do things.
Am I forcing you to read Walking Dead as well? And Hack Slash, am I forcing you to read those as well?
You can
No.
say yes.
Blink once for yes. Blink twice for no.
Yes, yes.
Damn it, Mike.
But I'm not actively reading them at the moment.
No.
Either. I've got like 3 other books that I'm reading instead.
Nice.
But I did look it up, and it
Good
doesn't
decision.
look like it's a book.
It's not.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It was the story was written by the guy who wrote the screenplay, and Gore Verbinski.
Okay.
So
Did what?
It was the
not my
screenplay.
fault you weren't listening.
But I have hearing
The
damage.
screenplay was also written by Gore Verbinski, is what she said.
Oh.
No, the
guy.
story is by him.
Oh, the story, not the screenplay, but the story is by him.
the story. So
Okay.
the story
Gotcha.
was by him and another guy, Justin. What's his face? And then that guy also wrote the screenplay, but not Gore Verbinski.
Got you.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, anything else Anyone wants to touch on this before we move on?
I think it's too intense for me to watch in theaters. That kind of medical stuff would just freak me out on the big screen. I could probably do it, at home with the lights on.
I don't think
So
I could
you wouldn't watch Clockwork Orange in theaters?
I don't know. I've never actually seen Clockwork Orange, which you can tease me about now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm now teasing you about that.
Good. That's fair. That's fair play.
Copies of that at you.
As long as you don't do the eye thing to me, sure. I will take that instead.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a Kubrick hole I have. I don't like the term Kubrick hole.
Do you want to rephrase that?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Gonna fill your Kubrick hole.
Eyes wide shut, baby.
Oh, Lord.
Please
Please stop.
Moving on to our next trailer,
Yes,
which
please
is
do.
I'm Matt Brody, ready for duty.
Can you just look at my boobs? You should look at my face.
I'm trying, but it's so close to your boobs.
Ha.
This is the guy you think is a good PR opportunity for us.
Do some shots!
He's reckless.
With 2 gold medals. How many gold medals do you have? Probably 0.
We got a dead body on our beach.
That's not our job.
My gut says there's some bad shit going on over there, and my balls say we need to check it out.
My balls say, just take it easy right here.
What? Your balls sound like 3-year-old girls.
I don't know, man. That's just how they talk. But they're wise.
Welcome to Baywatch.
Directing this, we have Seth Gordon. He has directed some good films and more bad films.
My brain heard you say Jeff Gordon just now. I got really confused for a second.
Directed by Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, it's
Wait,
changed.
that wasn't what he said?
No, I
Nope.
said Seth Gordon. He directed Four Christmases, which is not a good movie.
4 Christmases.
Yeah, it was Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Them having to go to 4 different parents' Christmases and the wacky hijinks that ensue.
Ooh, holiday hijinks.
There was also he directed Horrible Bosses, which is a good movie. I did like Horrible Bosses, as well as Identity Thief, which is on the lower end of these films. But in this, we have Dwayne Johnson, we have Zac Efron, we have Alexandria Daddario, and we have Hannibal Buress. Who was
That's who it is.
Yes.
He's the cop.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with the mustache, but that's Hannibal
I knew I
Buress.
recognized
With
him.
the-
Yeah.
with the facial hair. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was like, he looks familiar, but I
Right.
didn't know who he was.
And who is the I forget the other actor who is like the boss in this, but he's regularly on Children's Hospital.
Yes, I love him so much.
Rob Rand. Duh. It's Rob something.
Let me see.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the other guy that he used to.
I don't know why. I don't know why I keep thinking I'm like AJ. No, I think that's his name.
Oh no, wait.
That's his name in in The Office. That doesn't
The
help
American
anybody.
one?
Yeah.
He wasn't Toby, was he?
No, he was AJ. Rob Hubel.
Yeah, there you go. You were right on Rob.
Rob Rand.
But also in this, with cameos, we have David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson.
Of course.
So they'll be appearing in this at some point. So the plot for this primarily appears to be mostly a parody of the original TV series. They're not taking this too seriously. I mean, the original Baywatch show, while how over the top it was, they played it pretty straight-laced the whole show.
You think?
Until the very end. Then it just got way over the top when them introducing, like people with
Night Shift, or what was it called?
Oh yeah, there was
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I never watched
No,
it.
no,
but
there was
like Baywatch Night Guard or
yeah, something like that.
jeez.
Yeah, there was
Guards of the night.
Yeah. Even though they never have lifeguards on the beach at night.
Well, that's
so
what I'm gonna say. They're gone at like 5 p.m. What's the? If you die after that, you've done fucked up. That's your own fault. They're not liable. That's why their signs are up everywhere.
The show is just a shot of the beach at night.
It's just them at home doing things, just like
playing cards, playing video games.
and then there's just vignettes of kids dying in the ocean at night. We're not responsible. All right, guys, let's go out in the morning and clean up the kids.
Wow.
So I've been playing too much South Park Stick of Truth. I've got that mentality in my head. I apologize.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Oh, no, Tally. You didn't save anyone.
You want to get high?
That's terrible.
Anyway, so in the original Baywatch series, every episode there was some big thing that the lifeguards had to solve. Despite the fact that, like, the show, like the trailer here mentions, they're just lifeguards. They're not cops.
Right.
They're not investigators. But every episode, they're off solving some, terrorist plot or some, infestation of some wildlife in the bay. It's like, you're lifeguards. You don't do this,
And they're lifeguards of a bay.
Right.
Not even the ocean.
Where was it supposed to be?
It's not San Francisco Bay, is it?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I honestly, I never watched a single.
Because I don't think I think San Francisco Bay is too cold for people to swim in.
It's quite.
Or would it be Florida or something?
I honestly don't know. You want to pull that up? Where is the bay in Baywatch?
Yes, looking at it already. Looking it up already.
I could have sworn it was the West Coast, but you could be right. Maybe it is Florida or something. I had no idea.
I always thought it was the West Coast.
Baywatch is
Lake
an
Placid.
American action drama series about the Los Angeles County lifeguards
Oh.
who patrol the beaches of Los Angeles, County, California.
Okay, so I guess there's a bay in Los Angeles I didn't know about.
Or maybe they just
Call it Baywatch.
but it's not a bay.
Yeah, could be.
They didn't like the sounds of
Ocean Watch.
For that.
Or just lifeguards. They had to call it Baywatch.
Water Watchers.
Water watchers.
Actually, that's not bad.
That's a whole series of people just watching with like binoculars
Yeah.
out in the water.
It's just a scene of the. Never mind.
No.
Don't worry about it. It would bring nothing but sadness.
So in this film, there's some sort of someone's been murdered. They found a body in the bay, and now the lifeguards have to try and solve the issue. But also you have
Because that's how that works.
right, of course. And they're now cops apparently, and for some reason the Baywatch needs to raise funds. Like they're not getting enough money. I'm like, oh
I
okay.
have a question.
Shoot.
So, like in the scene when he's saving that stupid woman off the boat,
The burning boat.
is that even? Wouldn't that be like the Coast Guard that would do something?
Pretty much
like that?
everything they do would be the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard, yeah.
Literally
okay.
everything.
Just
Unless there's a
checking.
kid drowning, that's
I like
them.
how we are we are really kind of like digging apart the plot and the intricacies of Baywatch right now because
But it's fair. I mean, it
that
is
what we
just
do?
lifeguards, but they
Yes.
make lifeguards look like the most
Everything
badass
sucks
job of all
somehow.
time.
that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Now, admittedly, if like the Coast Guard couldn't get to this burning boat in time and Baywatch were the only ones around, I'm sure Baywatch would jump in and try and save somebody. But yeah, you are right in that sense. If there's a massive burning boat off the beach, the Coast Guard should be the first ones to report. Yeah. But yeah, the Rock just happens to be there. So
That's okay. I'm okay. Again, I'm okay with that. Like,
I'd be okay if the Rock saved me
Yeah.
from
Me
Hell
too.
yeah.
I'm. The Rock is definitely growing on me. Like I still
About
don't.
time.
I still don't think I like him in like more serious roles, but I like him in this kind of goofy kind of.
He does that really well.
Yeah, he does.
But in order to raise profits for Baywatch or raise funds, they decided to bring in this.
No, I don't like how you're saying it so cynically. Should be they needed to raise profits and money for Baywatch. Not
Like it's a real problem.
Yeah, it totally is. I don't understand why you're like, ugh, duh.
Well, I mean, is Baywatch a private corporation or is the government not giving them enough money?
Nobody cares.
I care!
Oh my god! This
Anyway, they bring in Zac Efron as like a PR stunt to be like an extra lifeguard. And he's like a gold medal winner from the Olympics. And he, when he goes and saves people, he drives a motorcycle off a dock to jump into the water, and he's a badass. And The Rock is like, oh, this young whippersnapper. No, I don't want him on my beach. And that's the plot, basically. It's those two having to go out and solve this mystery of why there's a dead body in the water. So, yeah.
It looks fucking fantastic, okay?
Look.
I'm just putting it out there now.
You think I'm launching these criticisms at it, but I do want to see this.
I want to see it bad.
I think this is a funny parody of the original show. I think this is going to be...
I feel like it has the 21 Jump Street feel.
It does. It does. Where it kind of knows how ridiculous the original premise was, so they're kind of poking fun at that the whole time, you know?
Like the one scene where what's her name? Alexandria Daddario goes, "Why does it look like she's always running in slow motion?"
Exactly. You notice that too? And that's my point. They're obviously poking fun at the cliches and tropes of the original show. Because you couldn't go 5 seconds without someone running in slow motion, guys and girls. So I want to see this. I think this looks silly, and I think a couple of the jokes were quite funny in this. A couple of them fell flat, but I think this looks pretty solid. I mean, for it being a parody comedy, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this I feel like would be a fun, Tuesday, little $5 guy.
Yes.
Get some drinks before.
Really would.
Get some drinks before.
I don't think I
and
even
then
need that.
And then go in. Yeah.
I mean,
not that we would need it. That would just be fun.
I feel like
of Zac Efron.
I feel like I would be happier going to see it if they didn't have the cameos, or at least
With
the Pamela
Hasselhoff,
Anderson cameo.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I don't know.
Because she's not necessary in our lives.
Right. Because Hasselhoff has made cameos in a lot of other things.
He has.
And I think he
Mainly
can
SpongeBob.
do it. Right. And he's... I don't know. When's the last time you saw fucking Pamela Anderson? I mean, not... Let me say that again. When's the last time you saw
We all went there.
I think I kind of see what you're saying. Hasselhoff is okay with kind of having the campy cameo occasionally in something. Like, he would...
Right,
like
he can play it well. I just feel like her cameo is going to be like Sharknado's cameo.
Was she in Sharknado?
No, but like the people who are in that. It's going to be like...
It's not going to be...
Not well done.
Right.
Or like...
I just had that feeling. I mean, I haven't seen it. I have no idea. It could be
like she's
hilarious,
gonna try to
but...
play it up as like, ooh, I'm still really sexy and stuff.
Yeah, where it's like Tara Reid doing the same thing. Oh, look, I'm still sexy. I'm sorry, you're not.
Yeah. Or not even that. Like, maybe she is still sexy. I don't know. I haven't seen her, but...
I think she's about to turn... Well, I mean, age doesn't matter. I think she's...
have you seen her?
Yeah, last night. Yeah, dinner.
Oh.
No, you're friends with
She's working at Boston Market now.
Wow. Boston Market. Not even... You wouldn't even go like the obvious route, like a Hooters or something like that. No, she's working at Boston Market.
Yeah.
Boston Market.
Yeah, Boston Market.
That's how he said it,
Wicked
too.
smart.
But I never found Pam Anderson attractive. That wasn't like what I considered to be an attractive woman. You know, it was just like, this is what Hollywood's telling me is sexy, but I don't think she was ever sexy.
Some like Yasmin Bleeth sexy. I only know about her from Friends.
Oh, right.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't care.
But I mean, like, not even that. Like, I feel like...
About her sexiness level, that is. I don't.
Right.
I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either. But I mean more like really, really like bad acting kind of.
Right, like when she was
not even like funny, just like you want to punch them.
Right, like when she was like
Yeah.
in VIP, you know that show where like essentially she like leads a group of people to like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
yeah,
she, like,
I do.
Bodyguards.
It was
or
almost like
something
a Charlie's Angels feel
type thing.
Yeah.
But like no,
Not
that was
good.
like it was
Super
kind of like
bad.
it was like cringe worthy and
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
fun
like that.
and
well.
Forgot that was a
Except
thing.
for the fun part.
Yeah, I mean I say fun kind of.
It tried to be fun.
Yeah.
That's what it was going for.
Yeah, but it really, really fell flat. Well, hopefully all it is literally just a cameo. That's going to be like 5 seconds and we're going to be over and done with. And, you know, kind
And
of
that's
like...
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So that being said, I mean, and with this new cast of lifeguards, I can't say there's anyone. There's a lot of newcomers in here. Like, I mean, we have some big names, but a lot of the new lifeguards they have in this, like kind of like the background lifeguards, like the ones running in slow motion, a lot of them are brand new actors and actresses who haven't had a whole lot of work outside of just
Because
this
all they
film.
have to do is run around in slow motion.
Right, that's true.
in
They
the
have to run
background.
around in slow motion, right? I think one of them is a model. The other is like an aspiring singer. I mean, I don't recall their names. I'm sorry, but
Now I just want to know who they are.
okay. I do want to see this. I think this looks pretty funny. I think if done right, not have obviously a good amount of camp, but not so much that it's kind of cringeworthy. I think this could be a solid summer flick. I think this will be fun. Moving on to our next trailer, which is Alien Covenant.
Paris, please, open up! I can't do that. It's actually...
Scary.
So scary.
You and you're scary.
It's scary.
Directing this, we have Ridley Scott, and yes, I'm so glad he's staying with this series.
Wait, and Yes is directing this with Ridley Scott?
Yes, they are. Of course, directed the first Alien, Thelma and Louise, Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, Kingdom of Heaven, Prometheus, of course, which is a tie into this, and most recently The Martian, which I didn't get a chance to see The Martian, but I heard amazing things about it. In this, we have returning Michael Fassbender, who's actually playing two roles. He's playing Walter and David, the original synthetic from Prometheus. If you recall in Prometheus, the synthetic, which was he did survive,
Sorry.
and he is in this film at some point. We don't know in what capacity, but he will be there. So Fassbender's playing two roles.
Never saw that.
Neither.
You never saw Prometheus?
Nope.
Oh, well, shit. That's probably going to be important to this. I'll explain it a little bit more in a moment.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. Not going to help me see this, though.
We also
You
have...
don't want to see this?
You don't want to see this?
I've never been a huge fan of the franchise, yeah. Alien and Aliens I liked when I was younger, but I don't know.
We also have Catherine Watterson. She was in Inherent Vice.
Fantastic Beasts.
Yes, Fantastic Beasts, as well as recently Steve Jobs. We have Billy Crudup, who was in Big Fish and Watchmen. He was Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen. We have Danny McBride. We have James Franco. We didn't really see him much in the trailer.
Was he an alien?
Yeah, he's the alien. Yeah.
That would be great. Oh, wow. Just hi.
Just pops up in the alien suit. Hi, guys!
Oh, shit.
That's what James Franco sounds like?
Yep.
Hi, guys!
That's him. It's like he's here with us
Holy
now.
James Franco.
Holy shit.
Also returning, we have Noomi Rapace, who is...
Oh, nice.
She was also in Prometheus, and she'll be reprising her role as Dr. Shaw.
The
Go
maid lady?
Yes.
Who was...
Yes.
Oh, that lady? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're trying to talk about Prometheus without spoiling anything for you guys.
Oh, that lady. I thought you were meant in the trailer, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There was more than one lady.
I thought I knew what you were talking about, but it turns out I had no idea what you're talking about. That's what I meant to say.
Hooray.
Got it.
So, I'll just sum up the premise here of Covenant. Bound for a remote planet on the far side of the galaxy, the crew of the colony ship Covenant find what they believe to be an uncharted paradise. What the crew discover is a dark, dangerous world inhabited by the synthetic David, the sole survivor of the doomed Prometheus expedition, and monstrous creatures are now hunting them. So, this is technically a sequel to Prometheus, even though Prometheus wasn't, as Ridley Scott called it, an alien film. As he's been saying this for years, that Prometheus was in the same universe as the Alien franchise, but it had no ties to anything else. But now we have this movie Alien Covenant that is going to directly reference Prometheus.
Which, frankly, is just really stupid semantics on his part.
It is. It kind of is.
No, it's not tied to it. It's just in the same universe. What the fuck does that mean? That's so
People
stupid.
say that all the time.
Yeah. It's like,
Can't remember what
get your head out of your ass. It's okay. It
Well,
doesn't have to be huge lore bound.
There was something else that they were talking about that it was like in a parallel. It was like in a parallel universe, but they weren't like. I can't remember. Like we talked about it a while ago. It was one.
There's so many that are doing that now. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's trying to create their own cinematic universe, and I feel like Ridley Scott's trying to do that with Alien
Universal
now.
Monsters?
Was it the Universal?
We did talk about that recently.
In Prometheus, wasn't it all like ashy and barren?
Yes, but this is a different world than what we saw in Prometheus. This is a different planet.
But how is it the same ship?
What do you mean the same ship?
Yeah, didn't they?
Didn't it show the same ship that they investigated on that other planet?
Yes. And if you recall, at the end of Prometheus, that ship takes off and flies away.
Oh, I thought it blew up.
So,
I thought everything blew up. That's why
almost.
I was confused.
almost everything blew up.
Why aren't you all dead?
Why won't you die? This is tying into that movie. So we don't know how this film will fit into the greater Alien mythos, or if this is just a whole nother side tangent they're taking with this series.
But how is she there?
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know if she's just going to be there in flashbacks. We don't know if she's actually still alive. We don't know.
Or that thing that
The
was
thing.
birthed.
I don't know what's
Oh.
happening.
Okay.
Because I didn't see Prometheus.
It's okay.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't want to spoil anything, but I was
It
going to say we
happens
can
in
do
the
it.
first
10 minutes.
No, it doesn't. Anyway.
Oh.
So, in a couple years' time, we are getting another canon Alien film. That's returning Sigourney Weaver and I forget the actor who played Higgs in Alien 2, or just Aliens. Also returning in that, we're going to see an adult Newt, which that was an odd sentence.
Cool. Newts are pretty cool.
They are
for
Did they cut off its tail?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's silly. That's really silly.
For that movie, and I did find this out. They're actually they're retconning the Alien franchise.
Did you say reptile?
Retcon, not reptile. They're retconning the series and saying that the third and fourth film never happened. And so now it's taking place after the events of Aliens. So now Higgs and Newt are still alive.
Great. I'm so happy for them.
I know. So as far
Fuck
as
all those people in the third and fourth movie. They never even existed.
pretty much.
They don't matter.
They don't
So-
know that they didn't exist.
I will say about this film, I love that they're getting back to its horror roots. I mean, because Aliens kind of turned into more of an action franchise
Which is
for a
why
long
I
time.
liked it.
Which is fun. Aliens is still a great movie. I absolutely love that film. Aliens 3, which is one of the first films directed by David Fincher, is loved by some, hated by others. It's kind of a dividing point. But then almost everyone hates Alien Resurrection because they didn't know what the hell they wanted it to be.
I never saw that. I didn't get past the second one.
And you didn't have to see that. No one has to see Alien Resurrection. It's a whole weird side movie. And then, of course, we had Alien vs. Predator, and then the other tie-ins to that, and then Prometheus, and so on and so on. So, my thoughts on this is, I like what they're doing here. And the poster for it is actually sums up the what they're doing completely. It's just a shot straight on of the alien, and up top it just says, run. That's all it says. And like, okay, that's all you could do in the first movie. You couldn't fight the alien. All you could do is run. And I like that they're getting back to that. It's going back to its horror elements, to its in space no one can hear you scream elements, you know? And I'm looking forward to that. I want to see a good horror alien film again. Because recently we got the game Alien Isolation, which I bought about a year and a half ago and haven't got a chance to play it until recently. It is an amazing game.
Yeah, that is scary.
It's terrifying because, again, you can't kill the alien. You have, like, a little stun gun, a makeshift flamethrower, and, like, a way to detect it. You know, like what they have in the movie, like the little motion sensor beep
Yeah.
thing. And you can't even use it that much because it'll hear the beeping and attack you. So you're kind of fucked no matter what you do in that game. And I was like, if they made a movie based off of this, that game was about Ripley's daughter, like so many years in the future. If they did something like that, that would be terrifying. It'd be great. And it looks like that's what this movie's doing. It's going back to its horror roots. So I can't wait for this. I really want to see this. And I know the timeline is screwy and all, but I can forgive that so long as the horror is good. So what are your guys' thoughts on this one? Having explained everything.
I would see it. I just don't know what. Like, there's other things in it, like the thing in the ear, and then that thing coming out the back. Like it.
That's one of the things
Yeah.
they've said that there are other alien species in these eggs.
And everything fucking hates humans.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, great. That's great. So they can all coexist together and not kill each other.
Right.
But the second a Homo sapien comes onto their planet,
You are fucked. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So there are some that are chest bursters and some that are apparently like this that are back bursters. So yeah,
Sounds like that'd be more painful.
It would probably be a hell of a lot more painful. Like, you see this guy's his whole back is tearing apart in this trailer. It's like, oh my god. If you recall in Prometheus, they kind of delved into the idea that these creatures were created by something else. That they are all born in different ways. So one of these guys steps on something on the ground, looks like kind of like a fungus or a mushroom or something, and releases this spore into the air.
Yeah.
That thing floating through the air is that. So that could be...
I got that.
So this is just another way of them breeding. It's, unlike the face hugger, this little spore thing just gets into your head and breeds that way. So it's just another version of the alien.
Your back?
That might be, yeah. That could be the back burster. We don't know what that thing is that got into his head.
I don't know if I like the term back burster.
Yeah, I don't want any of that.
What would you rather call it?
I don't know.
I mean, we call them chest bursters, right?
Yeah.
Back splitter.
Back splitter.
Yeah,
oh my
'cause you don't
god, that
burst-
sounds good.
You
Back
don't
splitter.
burst out of a back. You can
Alright.
burst out of a chest because your rib cage bursts open.
Patoo.
Like that.
Yep.
And
Like,
and the bones spit out like patoo.
Yeah, pew pew.
So this is a what'd you call it? A back
splitter.
Back splitter.
Spine splitter.
Spines. Ooh,
spinal
there we go.
Radical.
Copyright that now for Ridley Scott gets on that. Spine splitter.
Yeah.
I like that. It's going to be our next metal band name, Spine Splitter.
Nice. Sweet.
Wait. What do you mean our next metal band?
Yeah, after we're done recording with our current one, we're not finished yet. We're still mastering the
Mega
tracks.
Pippers.
The Pippers of Darkness.
Pippers of Darkness.
No.
With such tracks as Rousdower and Rainy.
I wonder if there's beer on the side.
Final Sacrifice.
Yes.
Oh my God.
First album.
Great.
Anyway, I mean, and when you all watched it, you all had a very visceral reaction to the last shot in the trailer, which is them having sex in the shower and then the alien tail slowly creeping up underneath. Which,
Oh no, I just said, why are they doing it? That wasn't a visceral reaction. I was just more curious as to why
That scene needed
that
to be
was
there.
happening. Yeah.
well,
Yeah, when I saw them, like, there's no way that's a good idea. There's no
in
way.
space, no one can hear you fucking.
But that's
They're
not a
in
reason
space
for
or on
you.
a planet.
Yeah, I need a little more than that.
Yeah, that doesn't answer anybody's question.
Well, I don't know, it's just people just wanted to get it on and they didn't know there was an alien in the ship.
No, that's totally okay too, but I feel like how is it integral to the movie?
It's not.
For selling tickets.
It's
'Cause
not.
that's
It's just
dumb.
terrifying. But it's
Unless she also has a thing.
Like, so it's like an
Hello?
Avatar situation going on here.
No, not that.
A what?
Like a baby thing.
What did you say?
I said, so
baby
it's like an
alien
Avatar
thing.
situation going on here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jake Sully.
What?
That was the lead guy's name, Sam Worthington. His name was Jake Sully. But they all pronounce it Jake Sully.
Oh.
Sorry. But that
You know how much I love that movie.
No, I didn't.
Nobody did.
I never saw it.
You don't need to.
Yeah, me too.
That's why.
Dances with Wolves in Space.
Yeah, right.
When I saw that tail shot, it did remind me a lot of the first Alien film, because if you had seen that, there's a shot when people are dying at the end, and the alien does that to like the last girl other than Ripley. That like you see the tail like rise up between her legs, and it's a really creepy shot.
Why do they have to do that? Why doesn't it rise up to the between the legs of the men?
I don't know.
Because their balls are too busy talking.
Yes, there you go.
They're like, no.
No, it should go between like no shh. Quiet little darlings.
I realized we didn't actually talk about the balls during the Baywatch
Right,
trailer,
talking
so
balls. Right.
now it's just, hey balls! Hi, how you doing?
Shit.
So, yeah, I don't know if that was him trying to pay homage to that scene from the first film, or if he just thought that was just creepy ass imagery. Either way, I thought it was effective and scary.
Creepy ass imagery.
Yes.
It's like a creepy ass. Is that
Oh no, I thought he said symmetry. Creepy ass symmetry.
That's funny too.
Wait, creepy ass symmetry?
Yes.
No, ass.
Oh.
Symmetry or ass?
I don't know.
Asses are
Creepy
kind of
butt
symmetrical.
symmetry.
They're kind of symmetrical.
Wait, so is it creepy
could
butt
be.
symmetry or
Depends on the
creepy butt
person, I guess.
imagery?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Imagery! Creepy ass imagery.
Got it.
Okay.
Now I'm just thinking of really scary asses.
Very creepy.
There are a lot of creepy asses out there. I got nothing more to say about this one. I really do want to see this. What about you guys?
I'll see it.
Yeah, we'll see it. I mean, eventually, maybe one day in my life,
Perhaps.
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 Mostly.
Like it didn't.
Well done.
Like it didn't super draw me in, but that's probably because I never was really into the whole Alien franchise.
Yeah, same.
So it's like, yeah, it's like monsters in space. Cool.
Yeah, it's not the kind of thing where it looks bad. It's just I don't really want to see
Like,
it.
yeah, it doesn't do anything for me necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I see for you, you like the fact that it's going back to the horror roots of the first Alien movie, and I like it when people fight shit. So like, this doesn't do as much for me. If like I saw them fighting, I'd be like,
Well,
cool, I want to see this because
more than likely in the next film, which returns Sigourney Weaver, we'll get that.
Cool.
I'm sure that film will have more action.
I'm
so.
okay with that.
All right. Moving on to our next trailer, which is Despicable Me 3.
It's some kind of monster.
Wait, that's not a monster. That's a man wearing shoulder pads. There's only one supervillain whose fashion sense is quite that dated. Balthazar Brat. I want every agent on the scene immediately.
Agents Crucy are closing fast.
Yes. Wait, what? What did you call us?
Brucey, Gru and Lucy mushed together. Brucey.
I like it, but not a lot. I don't like it.
Directing this, we have Pierre Coffin and Kyle Balda. They directed the first two, as well as the recent Minions film. Returning in this, we have Steve Carell, we have Kristen Wiig, and introducing this, we have Trey Parker, of course, from South Park fame and The Book of Mormon and Basketball, all those films. Working with what's the other guy's name?
Matt Stone.
Matt Stone, right? And
Which one's?
I always I think Trey
Trey
Parker.
Parker.
Now I'm not sure.
Matt
brown
Stone.
hair?
Matt Stone has the glasses.
Who's
She's the thin brown
thinner,
hair one.
slender?
Yes,
And Trey Parker's the chubbier,
Larger.
blonder.
Yeah.
I think so. Yes,
Okay.
I'm
That's what I thought originally, and then I second guess myself.
I know I always confuse which one's which. I'm like, it's the two of those guys. It doesn't matter which one's which.
We also have Miranda Cosgrove, who's returning as the oldest girl, and we have Julie Andrews returning. So she plays Gru's mom.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
How could I? I love Julie Andrews.
But
She's my queen.
She is.
Truth.
The basic summary of this plot is Gru faces off against Balthazar Bratt, a former child star who grows up to become obsessed with the character he played in the 80s.
Nice.
And Gru gets into some sibling rivalry when he meets his long-lost twin brother, Drew, also played by Steve Carell.
Oh God.
Fun.
So there's going to be a twin Gru there.
I don't think that was really necessary.
I'd rather they just battle Balthazar.
Right.
I feel like it should have been two separate movies. Like it shouldn't have
Right.
been
Yeah.
all in
Right.
one.
Or like a short
Right,
where
yeah.
he meets his
That'd be
twin.
funny. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would be interesting. But yeah, I feel like otherwise it's like too much
It's a little,
going
it
on.
does sound a little too busy, you know, and plus there's going to be a solid 50 minutes of just the Minions as well, because each
Yeah.
movie has that now.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things that is...
Why you hate Despicable Me?
I don't hate Despicable Me. I've liked the last two films, and I even kind of enjoy the Minions film.
I loved the Minions film.
I haven't seen it yet. I need
It's
to see
Sandra
it.
Bullock, so
Well, and that's why you love it.
no. It's because I identify with Bob, okay?
Oh. And I don't know which one is Bob.
King Bob.
King Bob's a little short one.
The littlest.
The little short one, they're all little short ones.
No,
Oh,
little.
God.
See, this is why he doesn't like the Minions, or
He
just
can't-
like
Okay, is it the one with
He
one
doesn't
eye?
take time to tell them
no,
apart.
he's the one with
the teddy
two-
bear.
the different eyes.
The different eyes?
Like one's green and the other's brown, and then he has the teddy bear, and then he's King Bob.
He's a king.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
becomes
he was
king of
king for a
England at
little
one
bit.
point, yes.
Ooh.
And he's the one who gets like really he's like really excited to go, and then like nobody wants to pick him, and then like
because Stuart's like the hippie one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not Stuart, who's taller.
yeah,
It's Bob, the little one.
the
He's
little
not the
one.
leader. He's the little
short
one.
So
round
who's the leader?
one.
Kevin? No.
Dave? No, not Dave. Dave?
I love.
don't remember
This
his
is really
name.
good. I'm enjoying this thoroughly.
No. Okay.
I used to remember right
No,
after
me
I watched
too.
the movie.
Yeah, Stuart's the one who plays the guitar and
Yeah.
stuff. And Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah,
okay.
Kevin. So
Well-
this one is Bob. I'm sorry. I need to show him who Bob is. How can you not know who Bob is? This one, the little round one, is Bob.
Okay.
See, this is how we know you do not like the Minions.
I don't hate the Minions. I think that they've been way overplayed and saturated our media right now. Because I think everywhere you turn, you see Minions everywhere.
I don't know where you're going. If you see Minions everywhere.
I see them on Christmas decorations. I see them in stores. Everywhere you
You
go,
could
there
say
are
the same
Minions.
thing about any.
The-
you could say the
the
same about
Avengers?
trolls.
Even
Or,
like,
yeah.
the Avengers, like
Darth Vader.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Every time I close my eyes, I see minions. It's terrible.
That's more personal.
Not from this film, just my
Hello,
minions. Every
my
time.
old friend.
Yeah, right.
I mean, here's the thing. I will see this film. I want to see this film, but I hope this is the last in the series because I'm kind of done with this series. I am. I think I think they've been funny. I think that the Minions have their moments, but I think it's kind of
This isn't
It's
even
kind of
about
been-
the Minions, though.
what?
This one isn't about the Minions,
But
though.
it's going to feature a ton of the Minions.
You don't know that. You haven't seen it.
The
second one did because it was about the Minions, more or less, because he was
Yeah.
capturing them and turning them purple.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is that you took a film about Gru, and then the second film was more about the Minions than Gru.
I think it was pretty evenly split. Because, like,
Yeah, because
Gru
he also
to-
had to fall in love with Lucy.
Yeah.
But that was barely on screen. They had like 5 minutes together. Tops.
I didn't.
What movie were
did
you
you
watching?
I just think that these movies. I mean,
I feel like the Kermit meme. I should just have like my fucking none of my business teacup going on. Like Jesus Christ! Of all the things I thought we were going to argue about tonight, not this shit. Not this shit. You take that back. Bob's the best.
Bob
you
is
fucking
the
bitch.
best.
I know it. I can tell.
You need to watch it, and you'll understand why I identify with Bob.
Buddy.
That's how I feel, like, every day. Like, it's like, because, you know, like, leaving your family and everything, and then, like, you know, just like, oh, and then, like, oh, now I'm gonna cry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I really like Trey Parker's character.
As do I.
That it's all the 80s stuff.
I mean, he is 80s man. He really is. Which, I don't know if that's going to get old in a hurry. For the trailer, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny. But I don't know how much they're going to play that up in the film. How much 80s nostalgia can they throw onto one guy, you know?
Lots.
Like, you know, when
10 years worth.
Right, and when he's going to break out the hammer pants, you know?
Getting a death glare from the fan girl. I think I blew a funny fuse.
Suddenly he pulls out all of his technology is based off a Commodore 64.
Well, yeah, of course.
So, I mean, I thought this was funny. I thought the trailer was funny. I want to see this, but I'm kind of done with the Despicable Me series at this point.
Yeah, we'll leave you at home for the next one.
And I'm pretty sure they have already greenlit Minions 2. I don't know what that's going to entail. If it's
Don't
them.
care, I'm gonna see it.
Minions.
Well, it'll them with young Gru. I don't know what's going to happen.
I think that would be super fun. Because, I mean, even though, you know, you're saying like, oh, Minions, but really, the trailer showed the Minions for like 5 seconds, not even. Like,
right, they didn't even
they
do
didn't,
the whole, like before they had that whole thing where they were doing banana,
right,
and, all
and
that
like
other stuff,
and like really focusing on the Minions. Like this, there was hardly any. It was like they were an afterthought.
That is true. I mean, when the Despicable Me 2 came out, and you're right, the original trailers were only featuring the Minions. That's true. So, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's less Minions in this, and if that's the case, I think that would be great. But
then would it be okay for them to have another movie? Would it be up to your standards?
I don't have high standards for these films. I think they're fun. I think they're great. I'm not saying that again, don't label me a Minions hater, okay? Because I don't.
It's too late for that. You Minion hater.
We're gonna move on.
Hooray! Let's all see this together.
Unless you guys have anything else to say about this one.
We should see it together.
No, I'm excited about it. It looks cute.
Yeah, I need to watch the Minions movie before this.
Yeah, and like the part where Gru is like when Lucy comes up with
the name,
the name, and then he's like, yeah, no, I don't like it at all.
Yeah,
that part was super cute.
So moving on to our next trailer, which is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Does Liz get a new top? No, we've seen that before. Never with that skirt.
Should probably stop staring before it gets creepy, though. Too late. You guys are losers. So, to become an Avenger, are there, like, trials or an interview?
Just don't do anything I would do. And definitely don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's a little gray area in there, and that's where you operate.
Oh.
All right?
That's not a hug. I'm just grabbing the door for you. All right, kid. Good luck out there.
Directing this, we have John Watts, who's had an odd career. He directed Clown. I don't know if anyone remembers that film. It was a horror film about a guy who puts on like a clown wig and nose that ends up slowly turning into like a demon clown. Yeah, we talked about it.
Like a Goosebumps book.
Yeah,
or Stephen King or something.
Yeah, it was horrifying.
Origin story for Pennywise.
Like he tries to like take off a nose and like takes off some of his flesh with it. And, yeah, it was
this?
Yeah, we talked about this. This is 3 years ago or so. We talked about this.
Was
yeah.
it
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
Whatever happened to it?
It was released, but it didn't get a major release. It was a limited release.
Was it crummy?
I heard it was quite good.
Can we watch it?
Yes, if we can find it, sure. I would love to see it. He also directed Cop Car, which came out last year. It was a...
Is that the one with Kevin Bacon?
Is that for the
Yes.
The kids steal the car?
Yes, the kids steal the car and Kevin Bacon is a cop.
Wait,
Hello?
And he also has a car.
Yes.
I think I vaguely remember.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, he was a dirty cop.
Yeah.
And the kids take the car to try and get away, and then he's like trying to hunt him down to kill him.
He's got like drugs or something
Yes,
in the
exactly.
back.
Yep.
It sounds like that other movie that was better, like that other one with the kid and then stealing the stuff from the dirty cop and then...
Oh, the one that we just talked about.
Yes.
Not that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like more recently.
Yeah, that one.
With the girlfriend.
Yes,
Right,
yes, yes.
and
She's
then-
running away. Or
Yeah.
they're
And
running
the
away.
money
Yeah.
and...
Correct.
But this is by accident.
That was Bill Paxton.
Well, that
wasn't
may
it?
have
That was
also
Bill
been by
Paxton,
accident.
yes.
We
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
These are younger kids.
Okay.
Very young. They were like
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
And they stole the car?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one
And he
using.
wants to kill them?
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Bacon.
John Watts has also directed for The Onion several times on some of their shorts and stuff
Oh,
that they
cool.
do. So he,
Nice.
But in this film, we have Tom Holland, we have Michael Keaton, we have I hope I pronounced her name right, Zendaya. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah.
Zendaya.
As Michelle, not Mary Jane, which I'll talk about in a moment. We have Donald Glover. We have Laura Harrier as Liz Allen. She's the other romantic interest in this. We have Marissa Tomei, and we have Robert Downey Jr. Also, several other characters from the MCU, like you see Jon Favreau in the background at one point, who plays Happy, and other characters who will be popping in and out. So this is the first film that is going to be pairing the Sony cinematic universe with the Marvel cinematic universe, the big crossover event they're having.
Right.
So the stuff that was owned by Sony, which is at this point, I believe the Submariner, which they haven't done a film on him yet, but they're talking about it. Spidey, and anything else tied into the Spider-Man universe, Sinister Six and all of that. Big crossover event with all of them.
Yeah.
So, this is now the second reboot and the third canon series for Spider-Man in the last 15 years or so.
Right.
And I'm going to feel the vitriol from Superhuman Aficionado for saying this. I'm kind of fed up with Spider-Man.
I'm over it.
As am I. I mean, look, and this is coming from someone who read all the Spider-Man comics I could when I was a kid. I love Spider-Man. He was one of my favorite superheroes. And I'm done with this. I'm tired of having to see the same origin story retold every time. How many more times do I have to see Uncle Ben die? You know?
But this doesn't look like it does that.
You're right, and I hope they don't. It looks like he's already been established as Spider-Man for a
Right.
while.
Yeah.
And so they're getting kind of the origin out of the way, which I think would be great if they just jumped right into it.
Yeah, it looks like it'll take up right after Civil War.
Right.
Oh,
Which
I haven't
which we
seen
haven't
that
seen
yet.
Civil
We
War,
haven't either.
unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
It's on Netflix, though, so...
Yeah.
It is.
Yay! We can finally
yeah,
But
like...
we haven't
just
seen
see
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man.
though. Is it Ant-Man on Netflix?
No.
I don't think so.
Should we watch Ant-Man first?
Yes.
Finally.
It's very good.
Well, I know. I've heard
I
it's
thought it
good.
was okay. But then I have this weird aversion to Michael Douglas, so that's why.
And it's funny that you say that. I'm coming at from the opposite view of I didn't watch the Amazing Spider-Man movies, so I haven't seen a Spider-Man movie since Tobey Maguire was.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I
I'm-
haven't. Have I seen them?
I thought
Wait.
you saw The Amazing Spider-Man.
Which one was that?
That was the one with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I
the
know,
first
but-
one. We didn't see the second one.
I didn't see the
Crocodile
second
Man?
one.
Yes, Lizard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did see that, but I didn't see the other one.
Yeah.
So, to that end, I haven't gotten
Sorry.
burned out. You're good. I haven't gotten burned out on it. And so I'm not burned out on it, but also I like that they're going to be showing him more as a high school kid, which I don't feel like Tobey Maguire did. He did an awful job of that. I didn't believe
he
him.
was in college for 2 films, right?
Yeah.
What, Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't believe him as. I like this younger version of Peter Parker that they're going for. And I don't think
Yeah.
the other Peter Parker.
Nice.
But I like the feel that they're going for with this one.
And to address a couple of controversies with this, one of them was the casting of Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, and people were like, "Oh, they cast her really young," and they keep saying Aunt May keeps getting younger and younger with each film. To which the directors, and this kind of makes sense, the directors and studios come out and said, "Look, Aunt May was the same age as Peter's parents. It wasn't like she was a great aunt; she was just his aunt."
Right.
So they would be around the same age. So if Peter's like 15, 16, she wouldn't be like, she'd be in her late 40s, early 50s.
I think in just so many things we've gotten used to an old Aunt May.
Yeah.
She was always kind of,
I always assumed she was a great
nurturing,
aunt,
gray-haired,
maternal,
woman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I always assumed she was some great aunt or, or somehow related to Peter, but not like a direct aunt, obviously.
Right.
But here it's more a relatable age.
Yeah.
Actual aunt.
Which is funny because I forget what film it was, but Marissa Tomei was playing some sort of stripper or something, and she actually did a lap dance for Robert Downey Jr. in that film.
Yeah.
So you see that, and people have been putting up that imagery, and you see Tom Holland, Aunt May, doing the striptease.
Close the
for
door,
Iron
kid.
Man.
One of the Iron Man suits, remote controls, just closes the door.
It's like, no, you're in the Avengers now.
Let the boy watch. Terrible.
Oh, God. But the
okay.
other controversy was the idea that Zendaya was going to be playing Mary Jane and that there would be a black Mary Jane. Now, that was a whole big controversy at first. It's been revealed that she isn't Mary Jane.
Thank goodness.
Oh, I know. But, who cared?
Yeah,
Like,
come on, people.
it didn't matter. No, it didn't matter.
You said it, fangirl.
She's playing a character called Michelle, which is a brand new character to the universe. But Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy are not in this. His main love interest is a girl called Liz Allen, who is in the comics, is being played by this actress, Laura Harrier, who is also black. So they're basically saying, because Zendaya is also kind of a somewhat romantic lead at times, so it's two black romantic leads, which I'm like, that's kind of cool that they're doing that. It's basically them of just sticking a middle finger to all the fanboys. Like, you're pissed off at Mary Jane being black? Well, guess what? Here's two black leads. Go fuck yourselves. I kind of like that they're doing that.
Yeah, or you know what? It's two people. Two actresses.
Well, yeah, but I just think that it was a way for them to kind of just shut up fanboys.
Like, all I mean is, it's like...
You're right. It doesn't matter. You're right. It doesn't matter.
They shouldn't have made a big stink about it.
You're right.
Whoever was making a big stink about it, they shouldn't have had.
Right. But at the same time, I'm glad they're not doing Mary Jane, because Mary Jane is kind of an annoying character, in my opinion.
Especially when played by Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah. But now they have this new romantic lead, Liz Allen, which I know very little about. I didn't know a whole lot about her in the comics, so they can do new stuff with her. So that's great.
Finally have some fresh territory with this fucking IP.
Right. I mean, again, if it's Gwen Stacy, we kind of know where that's going, unfortunately. So
she's gonna be fine.
Yeah, she'll be good.
It's fine.
What's gonna happen here is, in this film and future Spider-Man films, we'll be getting more of the Avengers canon popping in, whether it'll be Thor or Hulk.
I was kind of annoyed at how much Robert Downey Jr. was in this trailer.
Yeah, I hope he's not that much in the movie.
Because I was just like, it was really, really bothersome to me.
Well, one of the things that was in an early teaser was that Spider-Man gets a tech upgrade for his suit. Like, Spidey goes into his room and Happy is waiting. John Favreau is waiting for them, and he's like, "Look, Tony said you did a great job. He wanted to give you a little tech upgrade, and the webbing that's in between his arms, that's his upgrade. Basically, it allows him to like glide through the air instead of just falling now. So it allows him to basically control his flight a little better. It looks like Tony has kind of taken up almost like a fatherly figure.
That's what I didn't like.
But I'm not entirely against that. I mean, they didn't really have too much interaction in the comics, Spidey and Iron Man. But I think that would be kind of a funny pairing.
I don't know. I almost also feel like, most of the movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they stand alone relatively well.
Yeah.
Like the crossovers, unless it's like, Civil War where it was like a crossover, like, it was
or it's
like,
basically just an Avengers film.
Or just an Avengers film.
Right.
Like, I feel like it's kind of like it almost felt like, well, you know, people are kind of tired of Spider-Man. Let's bring in Robert Downey Jr. Let's bring in Iron Man so that people are going to be like, oh, we should see this, you know? And it felt like a gimmick to me. It didn't feel real. Like, it felt like...
And here's the thing. That is a gimmick I'm buying into only for the fact that that's all I want to see in this. I don't, like we mentioned, I'm over Spider-Man at this point, but... him interacting with Iron Man is something I haven't seen before. So I kind of want to see that, but that's all I want to see.
Yeah, see, it just makes me feel dirty and cheap. Like, it's kind of like you're doing this as a ploy, and
you feel like they're just exploiting the properties.
Yes, at this point.
Yeah, I wonder.
I understand that.
My thought is it's probably some of that. Well, no, it's definitely some of that.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's somewhat like having a younger actor and they're worried that they need somebody else to carry the film a bit too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
which I don't think is necessary.
Right, exactly. I feel like they should give him his due.
If he's in this for 5-10 minutes tops and just little snippets like we saw in the trailer, great.
Right.
I wish I hadn't seen him as much in this trailer.
In the trailer,
because
yeah.
I'm worried that percentage of him in the trailer is going to be the percentage in the film.
Or that pretty much, because they have him so prominent in the trailer, that's what they're using to draw people in. Because, like, I feel like I'm not seeing what's actually happening in this film. I'm seeing Robert Downey Jr. That's it, you know? Granted, I have a really weird way of watching trailers, and I see what I want to see, and I miss everything else.
Chinese water torture, Iron Man torture.
Yeah.
Instead of Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Robert Downey Jr. It's just...
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, this is
I was
weird.
kind of excited to see Michael Keaton as the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Except he was overshadowed by Robert Downey Jr. Like, you know, just the sheer amount of how much Michael Downey Jr. Wow.
Close enough. It's got a couple syllables. It's a name. It's fine.
Yep.
Fuck it.
I felt like he was a little bit like, I wanted more. I wanted to see more of that. Like,
I'm
wanted to, like, just.
But I'd rather see that in the movie than
That's
in
true.
the trailer.
But kind of at least give me an idea as to what's going on, as opposed to just.
Well, it's homecoming, so they're gonna have the homecoming parade and the dance, and then he's gonna come
And
to the
ruin everything?
dance
Oh,
and kill
people.
Liz.
Okay.
And then Spider-Man's gonna have to fight him.
Okay.
Yep. That's the plot.
Okay.
Now, what were you saying earlier about the look of the Vulture?
I said, well, first of all, I didn't know his name was Vulture until afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't either until you just said that.
Yep.
Since I played Batman Arkham Knight, I said that he reminded me of Firefly.
Yes.
A lot.
Which he wholly does. The design of Firefly in the Arkham games is very similar to Vulture in this. Now, his way he propels himself is more rocket-based, like flames shooting out, than this, which is like fan-based. But it's very similar.
It's how many likes he gets. It's fan-based.
Give her a point.
I'm so not funny.
I liked it.
I feel nauseous.
Me too.
Takes a lot out of you to be that funny.
Yeah.
And like you're mentioning, I do want to see Michael Keaton in this. I had seen an image of him as Batman. It says you either die as the hero or live long enough till you become the villain, which is him as Vulture, which makes perfect sense. Which is a funny transition from him in the movie Birdman, where he was basically that character. So now he's become what he hated.
Evil Birdman?
Yeah, he's become Evil Birdman. So...
From Batman to Birdman to Evil Birdman.
Yes.
The memoirs of Michael Keaton.
Oh my God.
The dynastic cycle of Michael Keaton.
So, all this being said, do you guys want to see this?
Yeah, definitely.
I would see it.
Probably, maybe. I don't know.
I'm right there with you. I am so meh about this.
Yeah.
There are so many good elements that I do want to see, but again, I'm so done with Spider-Man.
At least it's only, well, from what we can tell, it's only one villain.
Yeah, it's not
Instead
going to
of
be a
12,
whole...
like I think the other movies.
Right.
I
A
didn't
whole
see
Sinister Six, which they were planning on doing until that whole thing collapsed. Which they may end up still doing the Sinister Six, but now it'll be Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm kind of done with Spidey, and I hate that I have to say that it has to keep being rebooted and rebooted and rebooted. It's
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm having trouble with, just the fact that I wish that there was just one good one, that they didn't need to keep having to do this, because it's just kind of dragging it out and it's making me sad.
Mm-hmm. And again, they've signed Tom Holland for 3 Spider-Man films. That's not including the crossovers he may have with the MCU appearing in an Avengers film or something.
Right.
So, moving on to our next trailer, which is...
No, we're not.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Oh, we haven't gotten to Blade Runner yet, though.
I know. I want to talk about Blade Runner, but I have to go.
All right. Well, say your piece now, and then I'll chime in for you when it comes. So, moving on to our next trailer, which is Dunkirk.
The enemy tanks have stopped.
Why?
Why waste precious tanks when they can pick us off from the air like fish in a barrel?
There are 400,000 men on this beach.
Oh, man, this is going to be a dark one, but I cannot wait for this. Directing this, we have Christopher Nolan. I'm not even going to riddle off his films. Most people know what he's directed at this point. In this, we have Fionn Whitehead, and this is actually his debut film. We have Kenneth Branagh, who... Branagh, yeah, sorry, not Branagh. Branagh, who's, of course, from Henry V, Hamlet. He was, I forget the guy's name in Harry Potter 2, the jackass.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Him, yep. My Week with Marilyn, just to name a few. He's a fantastic actor. We have James Darcy, who was in Cloud Atlas, as well as recently Jupiter Ascending. We have Tom Hardy. We have Cillian Murphy. Mark Rylance, who was in Bridge of Spies, which he won the Oscar for, I believe, Best Supporting Actor, as well as recently the BFG. And this is based around the events of what's known as the Dunkirk evacuation, or as they called it, Operation Dynamo. To sum up what happened, and again, it's kind of explained a little bit in the movie when you see the opening of the trailer and you see all the flyers like descending from the sky. You see a soldier look at it, and it's a portion of Belgium and France and the invading German army surrounding this one portion, which is Calais and Dunkirk. Basically, all of the Allied forces that were left at that point were trapped in that little portion of France and Belgium. And they had nowhere to go to because they were literally surrounded.
Is it an island?
No, it's not an island. Oh. But the Germans had just created this wall of Panzer tanks and had just surrounded this area of France. Mm-hmm. And they said to them, when they started bombarding this area with flyers, they said, surrender or die. Basically, you have nowhere to go. If you surrender, you'll live. If you don't, we'll kill you. And
that's not very nice.
No, it's not. And so the British High Command had to try to figure out a way to not only get their troops out, but as many French troops and Belgian troops and whoever was left out of this area and back to England. But they had no real way of doing it. The issue was that they had some ships waiting in the English Channel to get some troops out, but it wasn't enough. Not only that, but the ships couldn't get into the shallow waters of Calais and Dunkirk. The ships would have been stranded, so they would have been just stuck there, so they had to figure out a way to do that. What they ended up doing was one of the more genius moves of the British Army, and it's kind of out of necessity, but it worked, was this, what is now called the Little Ships of Dunkirk, where the British Army and Winston Churchill put out this notice to all small craft owners in England. And they said, in merchant ships, tugboats, fishing boats, all of them, they said, we need you now. If you don't help us, thousands of our men are going to die. And so a whole armada of tiny ships went across the English Channel to Dunkirk and just started picking up as many soldiers as they could to try and get back to England in time. And it's one of the greatest moments in history where just ordinary people, fishermen and like just average citizens in England, banded together to save soldiers' lives. And that's what you see happening in one part of this trailer. They pick up one soldier and he says, "Where are we going?" And the captain says, "We're going to Dunkirk." He says, "No, if you go back, we'll die." And he says, "There's no escaping this, son." He's saying, like, we have to go back and pick up more. You know, we may die in the process, but we have to save as many lives as possible. And it's, I don't want to say what ends up happening, but it is one of the more powerful moments in World War II. So I'm shocked it's taken this long to get a movie about this. Outside of, like, you know, Saving Private Ryan and D-Day, this is one of the most pivotal moments of World War II. Because if what happened had transpired a different way, the entire war could have gone differently. Christopher Nolan manning this, I think, is brilliant. I think this looks dark and gritty just like it should be. And you see a shot of a guy just walking into the water because of how hopeless this moment was at a time. The guy's like, I would rather just take my chances walking out into the ocean than stay here and fight the Germans, you know? So I think the cast behind this looks stellar. I think that, I mean, Christopher Nolan's kind of getting a knack for working with the same actors a lot. Tom Hardy and Cillian Murphy. Yeah. I'm expecting, who else does he work with a lot? Gary Oldman to show up at some point. Gary Oldman's British. He could show up. Why not?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah.
Entourage.
Michael Caine. He works with Michael Caine a lot. Michael Caine could show up.
I could show up.
You could show up. Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Karen, what are you doing there? What are your guys' thoughts on this? And I know, Fangirl, you're probably not too excited for this film, right?
Mm-hmm. Just, you know, subject matter and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just one of those things where I cannot really do war movies in general. They just make me really, really sad and depressed. And, yeah, I don't like it. Like, not so much that I don't like it in a way where it's like, you know, it examines the human condition and all that kind of stuff, but it's just, I'd have to watch it with a very heavy heart, and sometimes it just hurts.
Oh, and that's fair. A little bit of a side tangent, since it's still, I would consider, the holidays. Apparently in England, a Christmas tradition they have is to watch war movies. They consider war movies like a Christmas tradition in England. And I'm like, why? And I was discussing this with someone recently. It was another critic on another website, and he said, yeah, they just watch war movies in England at Christmas time. I'm like, okay, that's an odd one, but you know, to each their own.
Yeah.
So this will fall into that, I'm sure.
Same thoughts for all the movies. I'll see it. I don't know.
I mean, do you like war films?
I don't go out of my way to see them, but I watch them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, what?
I mean, do you like Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan. Sorry, I muttered that.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, hey,
Dale. Yes, I saw that, and I like it.
What about like older ones, like Tora Tora Tora, or
I haven't seen that.
I'm trying to think of some others like Zulu or The Patriot.
Yes, I saw that.
Do you like The Patriot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the only war movie that I've ever seen was Black Hawk Down.
No, that's a good one though. That's a very good one.
There are some like that. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Jarhead, and I wanted to see that too.
Jarhead is good.
Yeah,
that's really good. Because that's not just an examination of that's not just like war. That's an examination of the psyche of Marines.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good. Jake Gyllenhaal gives a great performance in that. I want to watch that again now. I got nothing really more to say about this one. I really do want to see it. I think the cinematography is beautiful. I think the acting will be stellar. I love little things like when they're on the beach waiting, there's like 3 soldiers there and the one guy walks into the water. All of the foam that is like washed up on the beach. Like, I don't know if that just happened to do that or if they created something to churn all that up, but like how churning water heavy like that creates all that foam. Like little details like that really get me immersed in a film.
You mean
seafoam?
Ocean and waves get you excited in a film?
No.
Because they do that all the time. You just go down to the beach, and if there's waves, there's gonna be. I'm sorry. I don't understand.
Okay. You could go to a beach in Delaware.
Yes.
And there will always be surf.
Yes.
But there isn't always going to be foam from the surf.
Okay.
All right? It's a certain type of weather condition that occurs in very choppy seas in certain ways that it deals with. And then on this beach, I believe, reading up on it, they had to deal with like a lot of that stuff on the beach. And they were able to recreate that well in that shot. And it's little details like that that make me appreciate the filmmaking.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You think they just waited for a day where it was windy and
foamy,
choppy?
They could have done that too.
Okay.
They might have had them been waiting a while. I don't know if this was actually filmed in Dunkirk or not. I'm hoping it was for authenticity, but I don't know. I really, really want to see this.
I don't know much about this, other than what you said,
and
so
that's
I
my
don't
thing.
have anything to contribute.
All right, that's my thing. I had to look all that up for this podcast. I knew very little about Dunkirk as well, and this is a moment in World War II that I would like to learn more about. And it's.
I wasn't even sure if it was World War II, if it was World War I.
Well, you can't tell at first because of the way that the British soldiers are dressed, because a lot of them weren't equipped for.
Not that I would know the difference between
World War I and World War II.
Yeah, the attire. I didn't study that. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, the British
the fashions of war.
I could be wrong, but I believe a lot of gear that the British soldiers had was very outdated because they had fought the Great War and they didn't think they would be needing more war attire again. So I think they reused a lot of their gear, just thinking, oh, we won't need this stuff ever again, And
Right.
then, while the German war machine was upgrading and building as much as they could, brand new spanking stuff. So, they were able to trounce over everyone initially.
Right.
So, I can't wait to see this, and I really hope it turns out well.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to our final trailer for the night, which is Blade Runner 2049.
I did your job once. I was good at it.
Things were simpler then.
For those of you who are wondering, the dystopian did leave a little while ago. He did have a bit to say about this one, so I'm going to edit that in now.
I'm so excited for this Blade Runner. I have so many questions about it. As much as I love the film, I want to see parts from the book that weren't in that first film, like Mercer. I want to see Mercer in this, even if it's just a little nod to Mercerism, like if you're familiar with it, it's the religion that they come up, like the absurd kind of religion in the books or the book. It looks great. I want to see it. I want to know if they're on Mars, because it's 30 years after everyone was going to Mars, or not everyone who could go to Mars was doing that in the first film. And I don't know, it kind of looks like that. It looks like maybe a terraformed Mars, because you see all of that, orange reddish dust. So I don't know. I need to find out what that is.
Directing this, we have Denis Villeneuve. And it's not directed by Ridley Scott, like the first Blade Runner, but he is an executive producer on this. Denis Villeneuve directed Prisoners, which I really enjoyed Prisoners. He also directed Enemy, Sicario, and recently Arrival. So this guy has been attached to very good films over the last few years, which has me more excited for this one. In this, we have Ryan Gosling, we have Harrison Ford, we have... What?
And that's it.
And that's it, yeah. We also have Robin Wright, we have Dave Bautista, and Jared Leto. So they got a pretty good cast behind this one. And the plot for this, again, the trailer didn't reveal a whole lot, but it's 30 years after the events of the first film. A new Blade Runner, LAPD Officer K, unearths a long-buried secret that has the potential to plunge what's left of society into chaos. K's discovery leads him on a quest to find Rick Deckard, a former LAPD Blade Runner, who has been missing for 30 years. Go ahead.
Am I the only one who hasn't seen it? The first? In this room right now?
Probably, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I can
gonna
say
leave.
that I don't super remember it.
Oh.
I just remember like certain scenes, but I don't super remember the story. I saw it like when I was in class. They had
And
us
you weren't
watch it.
paying attention.
I was paying attention. It was like years ago. I was in year 9, and I just don't really remember much of the first one.
But it is a slower sci-fi film, and those moments of action are good action, but it's much more about like almost like a thought experiment about what society will do in the future when these things come about.
Like a noir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it is
sci-fi noir.
It is very much a film noir, and
It was.
With those dark slanted angles
Mhm.
and shot beautifully.
Yeah.
And that world they created for 2019, which is now just 2 years away, was that very hyper stylized, almost like an anime world where they got the massive billboards and the neon lights, and
Depends on where you go. That is what you'd get.
True. And what society had created was these things. They had created artificial intelligence, and they're called replicants. And it's gotten to a point now where it's almost impossible to tell who is human and who is a replicant. And they have these people who go out and test citizens of whether or not they are a replicant or a human. And a Blade Runner is someone who is meant to hunt down rogue replicants who are basically going against society's norms and are trying to beat the system somehow. So
Can they also hunt down humans that are doing this?
Who are doing what?
Trying to beat
Do
the
the
system?
same thing, like bad guys.
Trying to
Well,
be evil and mean.
right. But the thing about the replicants,
Fuckheads.
yeah, they have regular cops for that.
Oh.
So it's a different department.
Right.
It's a
Oh,
different
my bad.
department. Yeah.
Sorry. Wasn't thinking.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry. And so it kind of dives into the idea of like the Turing test. How far can technology go until it's human? Yeah. So Harrison Ford was great in Blade Runner. It was one of his great early performances. Right along the same lines of, he was doing, of course, Indiana Jones and Star Wars and all the time, and he was trying to have another breakout role, and this was easily it. He was fantastic in this film. And as such, I would say that this is one of the best standalone films of all time. I never expected ever to see a Blade Runner sequel or a spin-off or remake or something like that. But yet we got one. And this would be like you telling me, or you're doing a remake for, or a sequel to, like Moon.
Titanic. Oh.
Yeah. No, they did that. Don't watch it. They did it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there is a Titanic 2. It wasn't the James Cameron film. It was a whole nother film thing where it was they actually raised the Titanic and then brought it ashore. Yeah, it
Well,
was.
this doesn't sound like a plot, like a movie. It sounds like a.
No, there were ghosts in there.
Oh, the ghost raised it?
No, there were ghosts.
Oh,
After
ghost ship?
yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ghost Titanic.
Yep.
Got it.
That's the plot of Titanic too.
But like, if you had told me that someone was going to do a sequel for Ex Machina or Videodrome or anything like that, like a great standalone film, I would say, why? Why do you feel the need to make a sequel for that?
No. She said her.
I didn't say it out loud, and
It
counts.
That's great. No, but you know what? No, that's a good example because
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
I don't want no.
I didn't say it out loud.
I don't want to see a sequel to her. I think it's fine the way it is. Just like you wouldn't want to see a sequel to her.
For completely different
I wish
reasons.
I could erase the fact that I saw her.
I didn't see her.
Well, you know my thoughts on it.
That's why I'm not going to see it.
Thanks.
Regardless of what he says.
The point I'm trying to make is, unless you have something really, really good to bring to this mythos, to this universe, why make another? And the easy answer is, oh, well, you're marketing off the nostalgia of the name. That's it. But
I feel like that's not what's happening here, though.
And that's what I hope. Because with the director they have, with Ridley Scott being the executive producer, I really hope they're bringing something cool to this world, and that this is really going to expand on that world of Blade Runner. I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm very torn about this one, because I love Blade Runner, and I want to see more in this world, but I don't know if this movie is just a cash-in or if it's something genuinely good to add, you know?
I think I'm okay with it because I mean, granted, we're only getting a teaser. We don't know anything really.
Right. And we'll talk about this again when a full teaser comes out.
Full trailer.
Yeah, sorry, full trailer. Right.
From the looks of it, I feel like they're like just the feeling, like, you know, when you watch the trailer, it's 5 seconds of nothingness, really. Like nothing is really going on, but like walking. And then talking. Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, and as the dystopian said, you get a sense of where they are and what has happened to Decker.
Right.
You know, they're now on Mars. You can assume that it's a red planet with massive dust.
But but you don't.
Or maybe it's Earth.
And Earth has turned into a red planet.
Sorry, yeah.
That's possible. That's very possible.
But it just draws you in. It's not. I feel like they're gonna do something good with this. I have a good feeling.
Well, I'm glad you do.
I have a feeling.
I really want this to be good. I hope it is good. I just don't know how I feel yet. I have to see another trailer first.
Yeah, I would like to see another trailer for sure. But I'm hoping for the best for this one.
As am I. Now, Goddess, you have not seen Blade Runner. What would you say to this trailer, having not seen Blade Runner? Do you now want to see Blade Runner, or do you want to see this?
Well, I mean, I wanted to see it before. I'd heard about it. I knew about Blade Runner before I saw this trailer, so I wanted to see it before then. But definitely, if you want to see this,
we'll have to see Blade Runner first.
To see it first.
Right. And it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it still is.
I don't think it is.
Damn. I'd added that to my list.
Lucky number 11 is. I know that really has nothing to do with anything. It's
a good movie, but no.
It's awesome. I love it.
But do I want to see this? Yes, I want to see it. Do I have worries? Yes, I have worries and concerns, but I hope it is very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Moving into our... go ahead.
Do you know what that face statue is? Or?
No.
That's nothing that means anything.
Wait, there was a face statue?
There's a big giant head that was looked like it was part of a statue that was laying on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't
sideways, head's mouth open.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even see it.
And like the dystopian was saying, that might tie into the religion of this world. Maybe some giant obelisk that was built or something. We don't know, but that was something that'll have to be explained.
It's the giant statue of Constantine.
Yes, it's the statue of Constantine. Well, if there's nothing else to touch on with Blade Runner, we're going to get into feature presentations. First one being Hidden Figures.
Oh, so excited for this.
I'm excited for this one as well.
So excited.
Mm-hmm. And again, I love space films, and this is a story I don't know a whole lot about, so I really want to see this. And the cast looks great for it.
Yeah, and I love strong female characters, so, you know.
And there's several in this.
No way.
You don't say. Yeah, and there are several in this, and all of which are very good actresses. So, yeah, I want to see this one.
Threading. Oh.
Yeah. Yes, threading it. Moving on to our next feature presentation, which is Underworld: Blood Wars.
I didn't even remember that was coming out.
Threading.
All right, we're getting through these quick.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, I have seen all the Underworld films up until this point. And up until this point,
Point?
Point.
Up until this point. I like it.
I have enjoyed them. Wasn't a huge fan of the second one. Third one was actually good. Fourth one, not so much. Way too much fan service in the fourth one. This one, it's all about Selene and her blood, and it's future and Nordic covens, and I don't know what's going on anymore. It's gotten very confusing. And
it all looks the same to me.
And it does. It's kind of mishmashing now, and you can't even tell one film from the other at this point.
Nope.
So,
and I also get that confused with Resident Evil.
Which,
even though one is red and the other is blue.
All you have to remember.
So, yeah, I have no real feelings about this one. And unlike Hidden Figures, which was a limited release back in December, this is a January release. And I never have too much faith in the January releases. So, I hope this is good. If it turns out being good, yeah, I'll see it. But I have very little faith in this film at this point.
Yeah, I guess not so much dreading it so much as
meh.
Blah.
Yep.
Blah. Blah, blah, blah.
I do not say blah, blah, blah.
Next on our list is The Bye-Bye Man.
Oh, that looks
this is
so
totally
dumb.
dreading.
I know.
I can't.
This looks like total shite.
Shite?
Shite. Not even shit. It's shite.
Shite?
The more trailers I see, the more I hate it.
Yeah, it's a really dumb premise, and it looks like it's poorly performed.
And it's called The Bye-Bye Man.
Right. Like,
so dumb.
It's almost like they said, oh, well, we can't get, like, the actual rights or the idea behind the Slender Man. So let's just do a spoof of it, call it The Bye-Bye Man. It's like, no, this is stupid.
But Slender Man isn't about don't think it, don't say it.
No, it's not. But
yeah,
it's also
that's a tagline, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Don't say it, don't think it. Yeah.
But by saying that, you're already technically
doing both of those
right,
things.
exactly. So it's a no-win situation.
It really is. So once you hear about the Bye-Bye Man,
Bye-Bye Man,
you just think about it and you're done. That's impossible. It's impossible not to just say, oh, don't think about it. You have to forget about it completely. You can't do that. That's a stupid premise.
It's really stupid.
No, I compare it to Slender Man because the idea of, like, with Slender Man with the idea of proxies, which is, like, he can't always act on certain people, so he uses kind of, like, servants to get at other people, and
he's also this long, lanky, slender type.
Right, you can never see his face, or when you do see his face, it's just blank,
right.
You know, so...
I see the similarities, like, I get that. It's just, dude, no, thank you.
I don't want to see this.
Bye-bye.
This is the epitome for me of a January release. This just looks like something that someone cooked up, some plot or some screenplay that was just floating around for a while. Some studio said, oh, we'll pick it up for dirt cheap and shove it out in January, and hopefully it'll make back its money. That's what this is. And it's a horror film, so it'll be dirt cheap. It'll probably make back its money, because kids love dumb horror films. So
Dumb horror
films.
Dumb horror films.
So, moving on to our final feature presentation, which is Monster Trucks.
Oh, is it the squishy movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's the little squishy monsters.
It's the squishy. Yeah.
They're just squishies.
Yeah. I had mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago that I had actually seen a letter put out by an executive from one of the studios of this film. And again, we don't know how much truth there is in this, but in the early screenings for this film, the children were terrified of this monster. They ended up having to rework the entire design of the monster to make him more appealing, and obviously he appeals to the fangirl, but initially they thought the monster was terrifying, and kids were like screaming and crying in this theater. They hated it. And not just that, but this looks like a by-the-numbers film. If you know what I mean by that. Like
Avatar?
What do you mean like Avatar?
Everything's so predictable.
Oh, yes.
This happens, A happens, B happens.
Yeah.
see happens.
Right. And because it's almost just like, okay, substitute the monster with any other, like, Discovery monster / alien film in the past, you know?
But make it cute.
Make it cute, yeah. I mean, you could almost say it's like E.T., you know, where think about it, where they discover him, and then they have to try and hide him, but then it turns out he has powers, and they use his powers to try and escape, and then they end up freeing him.
I didn't see E.T.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Wait, neither of you have seen E.T.?
No, I've never seen the whole
Oh
thing.
my gosh, I'm sorry. Christ.
Why are you sorry?
Because I just spoiled a portion of E.T. for you.
Well, kind of
it's
knew about it. The
it's
thing with the
thing, and then
the jacket and the bike and the sheet.
I didn't
and
even
the
know that
finger
much.
and the
Yeah, I know. And then
Elliot and,
Yeah.
and the Reese's and Drew Barrymore.
Okay, fair enough.
Steven Spielberg.
But yeah, but then like, you know, like this, like the one of the things that you talked about, like Jane Levy is in this, and I like Jane
She
Levy.
is?
Yeah.
she's the
I
female.
talked about a scene in this?
Yeah,
Oh.
you mentioned a while back that there's like the scene where they're like she's running around on a horse and like the truck is like
Yeah.
chasing her.
Yeah.
and you thought that was just stupid. Or
And
it's like, oh, they're trying to match each other's skill on one's on a horse, one's in a truck.
Oh,
and,
okay, yeah.
am I wrong?
I don't remember.
I
I said something, yeah.
Yeah, she said a lot of things that time. She's like, "Are you crazy?"
No, but it's.
I think yeah.
It's the whole scene where she's just like try and keep up, you know. It's
Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't see any of that when I saw this trailer. I only saw the squishy.
I know,
Okay.
and we know that's all you saw.
But that's like we keep seeing it on TV now. I don't know, what are we watching where it comes on?
Wait, this trailer?
A trailer for the movie, yeah.
Sci-fi?
I don't, maybe, but the
like
one
probably-
guy's like, I don't know who's driving, me or him. And every time I see it, I just want to be like, that's wacky.
Or in that same moment, like you see his eyeball pop out like the glove compartment, and she like tries to push it back in. I touched his eye, you know. And shut up.
I feel like those are very normal human reactions. What are you talking about?
I just mean like the way when he's like, I don't know who's driving, I feel like there
it's-
should then be a voiceover that says, what's going to happen next in this
Right,
wacky episode? It's zany and
Rob
unpredictable.
Schneider is Monster Truck.
No, I get that. Like the writing is not great.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
I guess we all wish we had a monster could
A cute squishy
drive
monster.
our
Yes,
truck.
thank you. Thank you. That was, I think, the point I was
A
trying to.
squishy tentacle monster that could power my truck. We all wish that.
Save on gas.
Yeah.
Well, no, you
Wait,
still.
he
He eats gas though.
Oh.
He eats like oil.
Gas or oil?
Well, something. It still costs money.
Well, unless he only eats used oil.
I don't think that's the case.
I think he would still probably be able to live off of it, though.
I don't know.
Unless his palate is just,
It's like the Iron Giant. He just eats scrap metal.
I don't know. It's not explained. You're telling me to break down monster trucks.
I mean,
don't
we did
know.
try to break down Baywatch, so.
Yeah, because
Well, I think like that is because it's so ridiculous, and that it knows that it's ridiculous.
ridiculous. This
So
is kind
by
of like-
pointing it out, it also helps make it funnier.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas this is
my
trying to be,
excuse.
like, serious. and-
Right. Like, oh no,
like it's almost like
there's
a
a
free,
man with a gun chasing him.
right, like a Free Willy scenario where you're supposed to feel sympathetic
Yeah.
for this creature.
I do.
I think it's exactly like Free Willy. Free monster.
Yeah.
Free monster.
Well, maybe the monster has a name.
He calls it a name at some point.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Creech.
Creech.
Seriously?
Yes. He calls it Creech.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
I think I kind of now, like, it's coming back to me, but then you could be implanting this memory into my head.
No, I'm not. This one I know I'm not.
Okay. Okay. I believe you because I mean it does resonate. Resonate with me, not resonate. Resonate.
But yeah, like I mentioned, the only cast member I really recognize in this is Jane Levy as the female lead. Yeah. And Jane Levy, as of late, has been a great actress.
Yeah.
She was in the Evil Dead remake. She was in Don't Breathe.
Oh, wait. I was thinking of that other woman.
Jane
Jane
like the
Lynch.
Older? Like
Yes.
the older, like
Yes.
in Glee?
Yes.
Not her.
No, not her.
Okay, that's why I was so confused. Before.
She was the lead?
I was like,
she was the one who was pushing the eye and was just like, oh, I touched his eyeball.
Nope, not her. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So, and again, I don't know why she signed on for this, because every film she's picked as of late has been a good film.
Maybe they made this before.
Yeah.
And
they're
that
just
has
releasing it.
That
now.
has happened.
Yeah.
That has happened where it gets pushed back 2 or 3 years, and this could have been early in her career. I don't know, but no, I don't want to see this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not actually going to see this movie.
Thank
No way in
goodness.
hell you would actually pay. I mean, if you pay me money, I'd go see it, but that'd probably be the only way that I would see this
If
movie.
you were being paid to do movie reviews, you'd see this.
Bought me popcorn.
Yes.
To see it too.
Yeah, and a drink.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
a
candy?
hot dog.
Oh.
What?
Candy.
No, candy too.
Okay.
Then maybe I'd go see it.
All right, there's a lot of incentives that you need
Yeah.
to see this film.
But I would see it if you gave me those things.
Okay.
It's not one of those things where I'm like, I'd never see it. No, just give me shit. And I'll do it.
See, if
watch the squishy.
I would be afraid if I ever went and saw something like this in theaters, it would be like the worst, like Mystery Science Theater, where I'd just be ripping it the whole time, and I wouldn't shut up, and I would just ruin it for everyone else. So I couldn't see it. It would turn into like something, I don't know, like Devilfish or a Touch of Satan. Like, this is where the fish lives, or something like that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. That's going to wrap it up for our podcast tonight. I want to thank the fangirl for coming by.
Woohoo! I'm sorry I was mean today.
It's just been a long few days for us. It's been a long holiday. Well, it was a short holiday. It just felt like it's been long days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still sorry that I was mean. There's no excuse. I'm a horrible person. I don't know why I did that. That was really weird.
And you also made like a gun
Yep.
finger. Is that the sound that your gun makes? Not bang, bang.
No, man.
I'm gonna get a shot of like a minigun from a movie and put that sound in there. I want to thank the Goddess of Gore for coming by.
Yep.
I want to thank the Dystopian for coming by, even though he isn't here. I'm sure he thanks you guys as well. And I'm once again in the Projectionist.
Wait, who are we thanking? I have to thank someone? I thank you for having me
What?
here. He's thanking us for being here?
No, I said I want to thank the Dystopian for being here.
Yeah. And you said, and I'm sure he thanks you too.
The listeners.
The listeners.
Oh, I see.
What did you? What?
I have no idea.
I feel like.
Am I supposed to be thanking someone?
I feel like so sometimes we have like these podcasts where everyone just starts laughing a lot because it's like we're like super high or something, even though we're not. I feel like today is one of those other ones where we're like, it's just like a bad high. We're like, we're not really laughing. It's just kind of like in this state of like
weird.
Yes.
State
You
of
feel
weird.
it too?
Yeah.
What is it?
Insert the Stranger Things music here. I'm once again in the Projectionist. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a very good night. Hope you had a happy new year, and take care.
Stay weird. Don't get old.